Welcome back to Outstanding Individuals. My name is Kellen Breen.
I'm Cody Lewis.
We're back 3 weeks off, I think.
Yeah, it was a long time. Yo, do you know what's funny? When I went back home, all my family was going, welcome.
It's our catchphrase.
It's very embarrassing.
I think it's going to be Mark Norman, Joe List have a podcast, and they do Tuesdays with Stories, which I assume you know, but people don't. Their podcast is called Tuesday with Stories, very fun. But they call their fans Tuesgays. Did you know that?
No, that's pretty good.
But people will come up to them and they go, oh my God, I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm a Tuesgay. And they talk about it. I think when we get famous, people are going to go, welcome.
They say we sound like the Toy Story aliens.
The aliens. Yeah. Do they say welcome or that's just how
No, they just have that, like, whatever our inflection is.
What do they say? I know they say.
I was trying to think. Have you seen Toy Story?
Oh, so long ago.
So good. I haven't seen it in a long time. Welcome. Oh, the claw.
Does it still hold up, Toy Story?
I'm sure. I haven't seen it in a long time.
As a kid, I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've watched old movies now, and I'm like...
But those are, like, Pixar movies tend to hold up.
Yeah. Because
like the animation, I think, is the only thing you might be like, but it's still good.
Like, has cartoons or, like Pixar movies gotten significantly better in terms of, like, animation? Why do I think no? Compared to, like, now, they can make a dragon, but 20 years ago... it was like garbage. You know what I mean?
Where you're saying it hasn't gone better?
Where I think like the increase in quality for animated movies hasn't been as substantial.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
As to like actual movies with like actors.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, you definitely know it. Like, even if you watch like old Family Guy, it looks way worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just doesn't look as like smooth. But yeah, I guess it depends.
Were you a big Simpsons guy?
I would watch it every Sunday, yeah.
You know, I was just talking to Becca about this, my girlfriend, shout out. And she was not big into Simpsons. She was big into Family Guy. And then I was talking to her, I'm like, was The Simpsons raunchy?
A little bit.
What was the raunchiest thing? Is there like anything, because I remember my mom being like, you can't watch The Simpsons. But I feel like now, out of the episodes I've seen, I'm like, this isn't that bad.
Well, for the time, though, it was like a little worse. But yeah, but like, Family Guy's way worse. Family
Guy's like, I remember like just like hearing episodes and like some of the things they say, I'm like, oh, I guess that made sense that my mom didn't let me watch that.
Yeah, right. It's racial. It's so funny.
But do you remember any specific
about
scenes
The Simpsons?
in The Simpsons where you're like, oh yeah, that was a little...
No, not at all. I remember like Tobacco. There's like the one where Homer J. Simpson. Do you ever see that one?
No.
He's the whole episode he's trying to find out what J stands for, his middle name.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's just Jay. But like that, for some reason I remember that. But and then the tobacco one, they make like tomatoes with tobacco in it.
Oh, that's funny.
It was funny.
Does it still hold up, Simpsons?
Yeah, I think so. I don't fucking watch.
Part of me wants to take a dive down and rewatch The Simpsons.
Dude, it's like 20 seasons.
Yeah, maybe I'll look up like best seasons. Yeah, I feel like I feel like being in comedy and I haven't seen like. I don't think I've like seen a full episode of The Simpsons. Feels a little...
Yeah. No, you should watch it. It's
also South Park. I mean, everyone like raves about South Park. It just like wasn't really my cup of tea.
I can't do the animation. Speaking of animation.
You're saying it's just too rudimentary?
Yeah, and I can't do cartoons by myself.
Is it rudimentary?
You're asking the wrong guy. I didn't know what OGBYN. Did you know?
OGBYN?
Do you know what that is? She's like an OGBYN nurse.
Oh, it's like a woman's doctor?
Yeah.
Or nurse?
Vaginal health.
Yeah.
I thought they deliver baby. Or I thought they were ER. I didn't fucking know. Someone was making fun of me the other day.
I don't know why. Can they not?
I'm sure they could.
So what's a doctor who strictly does deliveries? What are they called?
No idea.
Oh, my gosh.
We need to look it up.
This is another segment of two uneducated straight white males talk about something.
Have zero
about
idea.
Sex, race, or history.
Yeah.
And we know nothing.
What am I Googling?
No, don't even Google it. It's better if we just, shoot from the hip.
Let's move on. Do you like the Lumineers?
Of course.
Sing a song.
I've been living a lonely life. I've been waiting, I've been waiting in my room. I feel like when the song's playing, I know the words, but like to just come up with...
Dude, yeah. I belong
with you. You belong with me.
That's pretty good.
Becca and I were doing a auto-tune video that bombed so hard I literally wrote a suicide note.
That was the funniest.
And no, but we did it initially. Oh yeah, it bombing, and I'm texting you. It's
Yeah.
bombing. I hate my life.
Explain what happened. 'Cause
So-
it's pretty funny.
We make the auto-tune video. Let me just start, because my story is before this. We make the auto-tune video with Becca in it initially. Because then, if you watch the auto-tune video, I'm playing 3 characters. We make it, and after we make it, we're editing it, and we kind of just realized, like, I'm a good singer. And Becca is, like, not that great of a singer. She's great at many things. She's great at a lot of things. Not, singing. I'm just a little better. And when you put the auto-tune filter on, you kind of need to be like, oh, like that.
Yeah.
So we kind of realized, like, oh, it's like sounding kind of auto-tune for me, but not her. Like, why? So I'm like, okay, I'll play 3 characters. We do the auto-tune to the best of our ability, which is not great. Neither of us know how to do auto-tune. We post it. The first, it's getting no views, no likes. And then, like, some random guy comments, you forgot the auto-tune. So now I'm texting Cody, and I'm like, does it sound auto-tune? And you're basically like, no.
No.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, delete the video. Send it to my friend John Ryan, shout out. He auto-tunes it, post it again, still bomb. But, and I thought it was a funny idea, auto-tune court.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like a reality TV show where they're just
like
instead of
singing.
Judge Judy, they're
Right.
just like auto-tuned.
Yeah, because I didn't see that it said auto-tune core at the beginning of the video, so I just saw you singing, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny, but I'm like, I don't really get why is he singing?
I think, yes, I agree. I think auto-tune court would be very, very funny if it was actual court proceedings. Like a judge and then like 2 actual people who have a dispute have to come in and they have to.
Could you do that in editing? Like just take a clip from Judge Judy and...
That might be a good idea.
Right, fucking...
Can I auto-tune Judge Judy?
That would be... Yeah.
But the problem is, I think if you're auto-tuning like just talking, it doesn't sound as good as auto-tuning
right.
singing.
Yeah. Auto-tune, that was a crazy little trend there for a while. I feel like
Was R. Kelly the first?
Oh, I don't even know. Again.
Who was the first that did auto-tune? No, T-Pain?
Yeah, that's who I think.
He's like, gonna buy you a drink. That was sick.
You're just singing. You're singing your little heart out today.
I remember in 7th grade, 8th grade, I still kind of had a higher voice than the rest of the boys. Had a huge penis, though. The penis matured first, the voice second.
That's what I always...
It's a rare mix.
I always say my penis was big when I was a baby, and then I just grew around it.
That's a good... I like that bit. That's a good bit.
Yeah.
But I used to be able to do the T-Pain, like, gonna buy you a drink. And they... To a point where, like, there were kids... Like, the kids in my class were like, you gotta go into music.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because we just, like... Everyone was, like, joking doing it, and then I just did it one day, and they were like, yo, that was unbelievable.
No.
I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's sing some more.
I don't even know. We'd have
You
to...
belong with me.
More Lumineers.
Yeah.
But the point being of why I brought up that story, I think I did, because I went to a pretty poor private Catholic school.
Poor private. That's funny.
All private schools are generally poor compared to the public schools because the public schools get money from taxes.
Right, but the way, because you think of private schools like rich.
Yeah,
So then
yeah.
when
But
you
this
say
one
it's a poor private school, you're like, well, you're still in private school.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just bullshit. But you didn't really get to pick your electives. It was like you're taking math, you're taking science, everyone's taking chorus.
Is this high school?
Yeah, high school. Like,
How many kids were there?
it was 7th grade to 12th grade, just one school.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was, I mean, like, my
Were there
graduating
girls?
class was like, yeah, there were girls, but my graduating class was like 25.
Oh, shit.
Like-
Wait, when did you lose your virginity?
Yesterday.
Was it good for you?
Like 18.
Oh, okay.
Not in high school.
Oh, it's college?
Maybe 19. 19? I don't even know.
Loser. So many comics.
I'm just fucking so much. I just don't even. It's a haze.
So many comics lost their virginity later than the average person, I think.
Yeah, and we have talked about this, I feel like, privately. I think there were probably moments in my life where I could have lost it sooner, but I was just so nervous. I was like,
Right.
you know, you look back, you're like, oh, the signs were there. I was just like, okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah. She's like fingering herself on the bed.
I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go vacuum my room. Shout out Lucas. He used to say that. My friend Lucas.
The finger
No,
on the bed.
go back in my room. He's always joke if he was like in a weird situation. He's like, I gotta go vacuum my room. And then
Oh, vacuum. I
Yeah.
think it's like back in. That's funny.
No vacuum.
You know, I say, because American Psycho is like, I got to return videotapes. That's a funny one. Never mind. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
I'm vaguely remembering that. Why does he say that again?
I have no idea. I can't
Alright.
remember. He's like, I got to return videotapes. So then that's like a funny to get out. I have a dentist appointment. That's a good excuse.
I have a dentist appointment. We used
And
to always say I have night class, but it became like of a bit where someone's like, "Hey, you want to get lunch?
yeah.
You want to get lunch today?" You know, and we're like, "I can't. I have night class."
Yeah.
And that was just basically saying like, "Nah, I don't want to."
That's maybe we talked about this on here. That joke always works where someone's like, "Hey, we should like go to the movie sometime," and you're like, "I'm busy that day."
We have talked about this.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, I would, but I'm busy that day.
it's one of those like always works jokes. Do you know another one that always works? Is when you talk about something from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I was playing with my toys, and then someone's like, "How old are you?" And you're like, 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you remember on Step Brothers they said that?
Yeah, or like I've done this before where like I'll go to my aunts and there'll be like a very clear painting of one of my cousins from like second grade.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Oh, senior year project."
That's
you know,
funny.
and it's like
Yeah.
it's like the turkey hand. It's like a finger painting.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, yeah, Luke's senior year thesis or something."
and the family's dying
They
laughing.
die
You're
and
like,
they're like, "You
"What
got to
can I
write that
do?"
down." He's doing his bits. That's what all my family says. "Oh, write that one down, Kellen. He's, you should be using this."
Yeah. The other day my dad was like, we were driving. He's like, "Hey, you want to practice bits? Just start going. I'm a good judge of bits." I'm like,
We were just like, "No,
no. I was
I
like,
can't.
I can't do it, dude. Come on.
horrible."
That's
The best is
insane.
when they'll be like, "Oh, you're writing this down?" We'll be at like a Thanksgiving dinner, and someone's being funny, and they're like, "Oh, write this down. You could use this." But it's just like my grandpa being racist. You're like, "Why don't you use this one, huh?"
He's like, these
I'm
damn
like,
Hispanics.
I don't know if I can. He's not racist. He's a deacon. Shout out deacons.
What is a deacon?
He probably is racist, but we're all racist. A deacon is a priest that can get married, and they just can't do as many things. Like I don't know if they can hear reconciliation, where like you go to them and you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I fucking killed a guy."
Yeah.
You can't like forgive sins.
But you can get, wait, what?
You just like hell. You're like a lesser priest is a deacon.
Oh, okay.
You can get married. I think that's the appeal.
Yeah, so you can have sex.
You can fuck.
That that is a crazy thing.
Do you want to be a priest, but you also want to fuck? Come be a deacon. It's sick as hell.
But then you can't. So people can. Have you ever done confession? Is that
Yeah, I've done confession. You just go and you're like, "Oh, I was," in middle school and high school, they used to have it like once a year, and then
Yeah.
everyone would go.
just
Go.
once a year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a horrible person. I don't need.
No, I
you don't
know,
need to
no.
go all the time.
Right.
You kind of just go. Oh, it's
But what
kind
do
of
you
mean.
say as a kid?
You just go. "Oh, I was mean to my brother, and I probably could be nicer to my classmates." And the
Right.
priest is like, "Oh yes. Say a Hail Mary, and you will be forgiven."
How
I'm like, "Oh, thank God! Oh, fucking thank God!"
how fucking for the priest to have to listen to that shit?
Yeah, I think
So boring. You're
it's
like,
probably
oh my
just-
God.
it's more like short-term therapy, where I think
Right,
you
right.
go and you're like, "I'm having a hard time." Like as an adult, I can see it being helpful, where you're like,
For
you
sure.
go, and especially there's a bit of a stigma. Maybe not as much recently, but maybe like 30, 40 years ago, there's probably a stigma about like men going to therapy, but men going to confession.
Right.
That's a man of God.
Right.
So they would go and be like, "Oh, I cheated on my wife." Or,
Yeah.
But I always heard that, like, let's say I go to confession and I'm like, I murdered a guy. The priest would say, "You want penance? You want to be forgiven? Go turn yourself in."
Were
I
you
don't-
saying that happened, or you're
No, I think this was just kind of like, oh, this is what happens if you can't just go to the priest and say, "I murdered a guy."
Right. Right.
And he can't be like, 2 Hail Marys.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, that makes sense, right? But then in high school, I like talked. We had a priest. We sometimes had priests or nuns teach classes, and I brought that up with a priest, and he was like, "No, I wouldn't tell you to turn yourself in."
But he wouldn't tell on you?
I don't think they're allowed to. I think they can only tell on you if you're like, "I'm gonna murder someone."
Right. What? This makes no sense. A nun? What's a nun like?
All my nuns were very kind of chill.
Have you ever seen Saving Silverman?
No,
She's gonna be a nun, and she looks hot as hell, and that's the only nun experience I have.
they were always old. Very. They just kind of felt like lesbians, to be honest. Short hair. All of my nuns had short hair.
Flannels.
Yeah, like
drove a
Christmas
Subaru.
sweaters.
Hey,
Shout out.
I'm wearing a Christmas sweater.
Well, like that type of sweater. all year they always had that. Like a suit pantsuit. Is it pantsuit or suit pants?
Pantsuit, suit pants, pantsuit.
Yeah, they were just all dressed. They were basically all nuns are Hillary Clinton. That's what a nun is, if you're curious.
Yeah.
No, but they were all very nice. In middle school, I had 2 or 3.
Did they hit you with rulers?
No, that was like my mom and dad's teachers. Those were mean nuns. All my nuns were very nice.
To be a nun isn't insane. Be a priest and all that shit. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty anti any going that serious into any religion.
Anything except comedy. Shout out.
Although, like, what's a nun probably does a lot of good compared to like someone who I think it's good. I only think it's bad. Like some of the serious nuns or priests can't really see their family. I don't know if that's great because that's kind of mean to your family.
Why can't they see their family?
You're like in service. Like you have to go you have to go on a bunch of trips and help people. And you wanna,
right. Interesting.
But that's good too.
I know nothing about this. Sometimes I think about a church and they're pretty creepy.
Yeah.
And then someone lives there by themselves. Is that where a priest lives?
Generally next to a church or maybe attached to the church is a lot of times where the priests live. Priests and nuns.
I guess he's not afraid of anything though, because he has God.
Yeah, but they generally
ghosts.
don't live in the church. The church is an entirely different building.
Yo, when I went to Pittsburgh, shout out
to
do some comedy. I'm a road comic. You
did comedy in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Huh.
This company got an old church.
Yeah.
And made performance rooms. There's a podcast studio downstairs, and then they put rooms in the attic. So it was like an Airbnb essentially. But it was it was weird because there was only one.
Oh, I remember you telling me about
Yeah,
this.
so it was we got there and there was just the rooms were up in the attic.
Yeah.
It was cool, but and our only window was a round circular with a.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Yeah, it was weird. I'm this is fucking kind of creepy. But
yeah, I don't think I'd be too scared to sleep in a church. I do think, do you believe in evil spirits?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. And I think if there's an evil spirit, you bring a priest in and they can help.
Yeah.
So being in the church, no
You're
evil spirits.
You're right, that's true.
So.
But at church or in movies, there's always ghosts. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. What
creepy.
What movie has a ghost in the church?
I have no idea why I said that. I'm hungover, dude.
How was it?
Drinking?
What'd you do last night?
Just went and drank. And dude, we went to this is the most expensive bill I've ever put my car down for because it's a high-end cocktail bar.
Yeah.
It was $240.
Oh, how many?
Plus $50 tip.
How many drinks?
The thing is, I had a lot of drinks. I was with 3 other friends, and they had a few.
Was there if you go out, I get a little stressed when I'm out in a big group. Bill comes, someone puts their card down. I'm always I got to make sure to Venmo this person because I've been the guy that puts his card down and doesn't get Venmo'd.
Every time.
And I'm fuck.
And anytime, and there were people Venmo, but they don't do taxes.
Yeah, they
don't do tip.
Yeah, they don't do
Also,
anything.
do you know tell me if you think it's insane. I was maybe you're there. We were all out to dinner, and then we're calculating who owes Dylan Krause, shout out
Dylan.
What they owe him, and he was calculating
the percentage. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the tip and tax based on what he got specifically.
I just do. You tipped 50. There's 5 of us, 10 each.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
It was insane.
I also tend to. Let's say you put your card down, and then I do the math, and I'm like, oh, I owe 40. I'll give 43.
Yeah, I do that too.
I'm just
so we're just good guys.
We're good guys.
We're outstanding individuals.
What we're trying to say is,
shout out.
Shout out us.
Did I ever tell you when Adrian, shout out Adrian, he's a comic. He brought me up. He's like, the next comic on stage.
Mm-hmm.
He has a podcast called Two Comics Sitting on a Couch talking about absolutely nothing.
He does that to me as well.
Yeah, so he always does that, and I think it's funny. And then I had a really good set, and this girl after was like, what's the podcast? And I was like, outstanding individual. She's like, oh my gosh, I wrote this other thing down. It's so crazy. And she just wrote what Adrian said. Then I told Adrian, I'm like, hey, you got to actually do it. Because now people... Because we might have lost 2 listeners.
Because now I'm crushing.
Yeah. Or 1 listener would
Every time he does that, for me, I try to riff off that.
Yeah.
And I bomb.
Nothing...
People don't care.
If you riff on when they're bringing you up, or when the announcements before the show, when they bring me up as a host, anytime I try and riff on something, because they will make a little joke, bombs. Because people don't really... They're not registering what's being said.
Oh, yeah, I don't think they're listening to the host. So I'm like riffing off this intro, and they're like, "What are you even referencing?"
Yeah, right.
I'm like,
right.
"I'm referencing the thing 10 seconds ago."
Yeah, they zone out unless they hear like Comedy Central or like something they know. Then they just like, I don't give a fuck. Especially like if you're like 7 comics deep.
Sometimes do you ever hear a credit and you're like, it'll be like a Comedy Central or Netflix, and I'm like, "No, you weren't."
Yeah.
And I'm like, then you kind of find out, he's like, no, that guy was a background actor in fucking some movie on Netflix no one's ever watched.
Right.
And I'm like, don't make your fucking credit
Dude,
Netflix. You've seen him on Netflix?
Right. I hate that when people do that.
What are you talking
Or
about?
it's a lot of like newer comics. I'm like, oh, what this is how you say your name, and they're like, do you want a credit? I'm like, yeah, and they're like, new writer wrote an article for the New York Post or whatever, and you're like,
yeah,
dude, no one gives a fuck about this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why? And then when they give me like too long credit, then it makes me fuck up their name.
What do you, if it's too long credit, do you go, I got to cut it down a little?
No, I'll just, sometimes I just don't do it. I'm like, yeah, okay, and I just don't do it. I think a lot of hosts actually do that.
Yeah, because if the credit's too long, it's like, what do you want me to do here? This is insane.
Yeah, it's stupid. Speaking of
All right,
comedy.
let's do our first segment. First segment is...
The first segment that we have now.
See, you're
the
not...
very next.
See, I'm a great singer. You aren't.
Come on.
Joke that didn't work. Joke that didn't work.
Dude, my black bar joke going into black bar.
Has been bombing?
It just bombed so hard
I gotta
the
get
other
on the
day.
show. Keep talking.
You got a what? The other day, it bombed so hard that I questioned everything. And I was like, what? What's
Like you
going
questioned the joke, or you questioned life?
No, the joke. But because it like works decent, and then everything else was working around it. Also, love Adrian again. He's one of my good friends.
Shout out.
But sometimes he's drinking as a host.
Allegedly.
And
We'll cut that.
Oh, he's drank, but he's been drunk hosting. Everyone does it. It's fine. But he gets very loose with the light.
Mm-hmm.
And I started bombing at like minute 7.
Mm-hmm.
Probably minute 8. I did okay. I was doing good. And I started bombing, and I was supposed to get off at 10.
Yeah.
But he forgot to light me, so then I did 12.
Oh, man.
So I started getting the bomb sweats, which I'm
Nothing
sure we
worse.
talked about it. And I had a jacket on, and I'm just like watching everyone. It was so bad.
You know, shout out me. I haven't gotten the bomb sweats in a while. That's not to say I haven't bombed.
You're right.
Because I have a lot. But I think it's just that check spot recently of I'm just sitting there in silence a lot.
Yeah.
Has kind of just like, I've been, I haven't really gotten them. Maybe, I'm trying to think. Most recently, that one Thursday I covered at Broadway, I got the bomb sweats. I went up there and I was bombing so hard and everybody was paying attention.
Right.
It wasn't a situation where I was like, oh, they're all paying their check. I'm like, no, everyone's looking at me right now.
Right.
And I'm saying the punchlines that usually work and they're just like.
Do you know what because I did it, I think I talked about this. I did a spot like out in Queens where I opened as a bullet spot, did 15 minutes, literally bombing the whole time.
Yeah.
But because I was bombing the whole time, I was like I never got the bomb sweats. I was like, this is just the crowd kind of sucks.
Maybe that's why I haven't gotten the bomb sweats recently, because I'm just strictly bombing the whole time.
No, that's right. But I'm saying
there's not like a turn.
No, that's the turn is I think the
worst.
I'm wondering if that's the problem, because the other day I was doing well and then I started bombing, and that's when I started getting, because I'm like, and the other day I was hosting when you were seating the room, like bringing chairs on
Horrible.
stage.
Did you get bomb sweats there?
Yeah, I started getting them, but that's because I was doing okay.
And then
once
I walked on stage and I'm literally setting up chairs on
Yeah, the
stage.
room was so crowded we had to put chairs on stage. So then Kellen's literally walking across stage with people with chairs. Literally at one point I go to do my punchline and he walks in front of me at the most perfect time with a stack of chairs. And it could have been like, you could have timed it better if you were trying.
I think every time I got on stage, it was right when you were about to say the punchline.
And every time like, I'm so sorry. And then I was like, the first time I'm like, guys, keep going for Kellen doing his job, and everyone clapped. And then I tried.
No one clapped actually.
No, because I did it again, and then no one clapped, and I'm like, okay, I'll stop.
I feel like even the first time you're like, guys, give it up for Kellen. He's been seating you, and everyone's mad at me because I'm giving them the worst seats.
Right, stuffing on the.
I'm like stuffing them so much, and they're like, no, fuck that guy. He put me next to this. I'm like in a corner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Dude, it's brutal seating there.
And then I got to go on stage and I'm like, hey, remember when I was ruining Cody's set? Also, I sat you in the worst place possible. Like, hey, why don't you laugh at some of my jokes?
Right. How did it go?
The 11 didn't go great. It went okay. The front row was paying attention, and then I would like kind of talk about that. I'm like, only the front row is paying attention, and they were liking it. So it felt good. But yeah, there was a woman to the left who was just talking nonstop. And shout out Adam Hamada. At one point, this woman like would not stop talking. So he's like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "I paid for this ticket. Like, I'm gonna do what I want." He's like, "You paid," and then everyone's like booing her, and she's like, "Those people are just haters." What an insane thing! She is a room with 100 people. Everybody hates her.
Right.
She's like, all of them are haters.
Right.
But then the boyfriend came back. So he's like kind of talking to her. He's like, "What are you doing? Like, this is crazy." Boyfriend comes back. He's like, "Wait, who are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm the boyfriend." And he's like, "How long have you guys been dating?" And the boyfriend's like, 8 years. And then Adam's like, 8 years? Oh my gosh, how did you put up with her for 8 years? So then everyone like cheers. And he's like, "I want to hit her right now." And
Wait, Adam said that?
Adam says this, the comic, and then the boyfriend starts laughing.
Right.
And Adam's like, "See, normally he would be upset I said that, but he's laughing, so he knows it's true."
That's so funny.
And then she shut up the whole time, which was great. And I was like, "Oh wow, he really like shut her down. That was amazing."
Yeah.
And then I got up there and she fucking saw me and then started talking immediately. And I'm like, "Well, I'm just gonna try to make
that's
these."
the worst. And then especially some of that Broadway security too. So you're just like, well, this is it.
Yeah, I know. He did it so well though. He was like,
Yeah, because
he
he
was
does
in
a
the
lot
pocket.
of LOL, which is a club that's
Used to.
debunked. And because they're like the most rowdy drunk crowds ever.
yeah.
I mean, he's a good comic too, but so he like handles that shit. And he's from the streets of New York, so he's like more intimidating than we get up there like, "Excuse me, pardon me.
Please stop talking.
This is my dream." Anyway, so that was my bomb.
Yeah, okay, your bomb.
It wasn't really a joke that bombed.
Let me
Just
tell-
life, bombing in life.
A bomb life bomb. Okay, mine is this is a joke that I think has some legs, but I've been bombing with it recently because I think it just is too sad. It starts with, "I think you know how you're doing in life based on what you ask for on your birthday." For example, this year on my birthday, I asked for laundry detergent and toilet paper.
Yeah.
Kind of implying like I need the bare. Like my mom's like, "Oh, do you want a book?" Or
Right.
"Hey, you want a new sweater?" Like, no, I need things to help me live.
Yeah.
And that bombs. I thought it was pretty funny. But I think it is a true thing. Like on my birthday, you're like, "Oh, they're like, 'Hey, what do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like, "I want help paying my medical bills."
Right. Yeah, I think
Like I don't need the new iPhone. I need food.
Yeah.
But it's just like a little too sad.
Yeah, I was just trying to think like, I wonder why that, because I feel like that's funny.
Maybe I need to also explain it more. Like I can say like, "Oh, you know how you're doing in life based on what you ask for your birthday. Things are going well, you ask for a book." Yeah, maybe I need to set it up.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe I'll try. I still got to tweak it a little. And then I have a tag on it talking about, which is kind of a rant, talking about how I think socks are kind of the bare minimum gift. Like if someone gets you socks, they weren't really thinking about, they didn't spend a lot of time thinking about like, "Oh, what is he like?"
Right.
They were just like, "Well, he's got his feet.
Right.
Well, he needs socks." They were like, "Oh, I got to get Cody a gift." All right, I don't know, fucking socks. Who cares?
The thing is, I don't get. Do people give you socks? Like my mom gives them to me every year,
I
but
get
like
socks,
I
yeah.
never get them from like random people.
That's why I think it's especially. I guess like a friend, I wouldn't give you socks. Yeah, I probably just get them from my mom.
So you hate your mom in this joke.
I actually kind of like the socks, but I do think
They
it
just
is
say
just
my
like a
mom.
funny. It's
Yeah.
a thoughtless gift.
For sure.
It is helpful though.
Are you, dude? I'm so bad at gift giving. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Sometimes I try and I'm just like, I don't know what if you want to be a good gift giver, you have to just pay attention throughout the year.
That's true.
And then
I think
you
that's what it is.
Fucking catch something, you write it down, and then bam.
You gotta. I think that's the biggest thing I would say.
Yeah.
Pay attention throughout the year, because no one can. Scrambling to get a gift is pretty impossible.
Yeah, it's so hard to find something.
Yeah,
I
would say scrambling to buy a gift without spending a lot of money is pretty impossible.
Yeah.
Because you can, like, let's say your birthday's tomorrow, and I need to get you a gift. I could just get you something expensive, and that's a good gift.
Right.
Like, I can just get you, like, a new fucking great jacket. And you're like, "Oh, shit, he got me a $300 jacket? That's amazing."
Yeah.
But, like, if I didn't want to spend $300, I'd be like, "Okay, he said on this date he wanted, he liked this coffee mug. Let me get him this coffee mug." Let me
Yeah.
do. And then I spend, like, $20.
Do you know what's a good one? Is just a bottle of liquor.
That's always a classic.
I love getting that because someone got me that like a Game of Thrones whiskey the other day, and I was like, I would never buy this, but I love having it.
Well, that's
Just
what they
like
say is the best gift is something you would never buy, but you want.
Exactly.
That's a great
like
gift.
what?
Liquor.
Do you know my brother?
Maybe like an Apple Watch. Like I would never buy that, and then you get one, you're like, oh, this is actually
amazing.
really useful.
Yeah, my brother and his girlfriend were staying with me, so they bought me a Bose speaker, like a portable one, and I was like, it's amazing. I love it so much, but I'd never buy it. But dude, shower with music. You ever do that?
Yeah, I'll just play it on my phone.
Fuck no, you got to get a Bluetooth speaker.
You almost just threw up. You almost puked all over.
Dude, when people listen to music on their phone,
well, in public, yes.
No, but that in public too. But even like if we're sitting here and you had it playing on like your speakers from your phone,
it's definitely worse.
It drives me crazy. I'm like, the sound quality is so bad.
It's bad.
How could you even do this?
It's for sure bad.
Because music's supposed to be like, look at me. I'm an elitist. What is an elitist? I heard it on the street.
I'm a singer. I'm more of a singer. We all know that.
I belong to you. It's hot in here with this fucking Christmas sweater.
It is. That's why I went shorts t-shirt. Let me read you. Well, first, let me tell you the story as I drank my matcha. We were supposed to record at 12. At like 11:45, I text Cody. 12:30, something horrible just happened. I made a mess in my apartment. I'll talk about it on the pod. What happened was I'm making my matcha. I take the matcha powder, all my stuff, a little bit of honey. I put it in a glass. I boil the water. I pour the water into the glass cup. It explodes.
Oh, yeah.
So much liquid. It had like no liquid. It probably had like this much water in it. If you're watching the video, you'll see.
It's like 2 inches.
So much water. Like matcha, gross, like sticky honey matcha water everywhere. I'm like cleaning up my whole kitchen.
Like a water glass?
It was a pretty thick glass that I definitely have had matcha in before. I guess it was just...
Because this seems like a rookie mistake, putting boiling water in a glass.
I will say yes. Now, in hindsight, yes. But I had used that glass before for matcha. I think it might have just... Maybe I had like nicked it.
Yeah.
And it got a little weakened. But,
true.
So that
the other day I bought new glasses for the apartment.
Yeah.
And the literally first time I used it, I dropped the glass. But then I fucking like, when you drop something against like a wall and you fucking throw your hand out?
Yeah.
And it still fell, but then didn't break. And I was like, 5 stars, Amazon. This is amazing.
I got to write a review.
How good is that story?
I'll do that one. I'll drop it and then I'll put my foot down. It hits my foot first.
Yeah, but dude, sometimes that works. Other times you fucking punch it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Let me read, before we do our next segment, let me read you a DM that I received from a gay guy.
It's important to the story that he's gay.
It is. Well, you'll know immediately because he's hitting on me. Sometimes gay guys will DM me because I'll do videos about like cum or being gay.
What do they call you? What do you call yourself? A gay icon?
Adrian, who is a gay man, calls me a gay icon.
We've talked about Adrian 3 times. I'm going to tell him he's
the best. All right, so let me read you this, and I want you to say how crazy this is.
All right.
Guy DMs me. Hey, is there a way to see more of you? What are you thinking already? So at first I'm like, oh, does he mean like more content?
Yeah.
But also part of me is thinking, I'm like, oh, he wants to...
More penis.
He wants more, like, he wants to hook up with me.
Can I see his picture real quick?
Yes. I won't show the world.
Let me describe him. Looks exactly like Kellen. Is that you?
Which is hot. Which is hot as hell.
No, kid. Looks like...
So I go, ha, 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 what do you mean? Maybe that was a little too. But then he goes...
How many ha's did you do?
A-H-A-H-A.
Too many.
Maybe too many.
Too many.
I invited the sexual harassment. So then he goes, well, I think you look nice, and I would be happy to see more of you if you are open to a deal.
Fuck yeah.
Which is a weird thing to say. What do you mean, like, open to a deal?
He means I give you money, you give me a photo of your feet or whatever.
I would be willing to do that, but that I don't think. And he goes, if not, just tell me to go away, and I won't bother you anymore.
I love this guy.
Now I just do 2 ha's. Ha ha. I have a girlfriend. Sorry. Hope you like the videos, though. I feel like that's a pretty, like, dismiss. Okay, conversation's over, right? He goes, 2 hours later, he goes, well, you don't have to be gay to do it, and we could start with something more tame, but it's up to you. Emoji.
What emoji?
It's like a kind of, like, creepy smile. Like,
that's what the emoji... That's the most normal happy face you can do.
It's
Yeah, it is.
He's saying something weird, and
No,
he's
no,
giving
he's
me
saying something weird.
and he's giving me this like I'm innocent emoji.
Yeah.
So I go, hey, sorry, no thanks. I go, hey, sorry, no thanks. Hope you find a different straight king willing to cheat on his wife, though. LOL. Merry Christmas. He goes, okay, you too. And then I go, he doesn't even follow me. So I go, hey, at least follow me after the sexual harassment, you fucking son of a bitch. And he goes, all right, yeah, that would be the polite thing to do after my weird messages. And then I just write LOL.
I kind of like this guy because he's very polite. He's like, hey, this is an offer. If you don't like it.
He was a little too persistent, I will say.
Dude, I remember like my first experience with a gay man hitting on me.
Shout out.
I could, yeah.
Shout out, gay guy.
I remember he, like,
in
he's
person?
in my, he's like in my Questa class, or Questa, the community college class, and he never said anything. But then he started messaging me, and I was like, kind of going back and forth, like not sure what he wanted. And then I was like, hey man, I'm straight, and he's like, bummer, I just had to try. You have such pretty eyes, and I'm like, why put that pretty eye? Like, why in his head? What's he like? Oh, this might get him. You know what I mean? You're like, what are you doing?
From what I've heard from gay people and from, I don't know, why do I think like social media? Flipping a hetero is the ideal situation. So I think it's one last ditch effort.
Right.
You go, hey, I'm straight, and they go, oh, sorry, you're so fucking hot, and then they're kind of sitting there like, take the bait.
Yeah.
They're like holding a little cookie. They're like, take it, and then if you take it, they're like, fuck yes.
But apparently though, because I have a lot of gay friends, and
do they talk about flipping heteros?
well, there's a big thing where they hook up with straight guys all the time, guys who are just keep it a secret.
To me, that's not a straight guy though.
No, I know that's right. But they're like, they might have a girlfriend. It's like, but it's like a way more than you would think.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a common thing where you're like, where it's like a secret, and they're like and then they start to like them.
Do you think it's better for a woman to get cheated on? Like, let's say a woman's boyfriend hooks up with a man.
Yes, better.
Compared to a woman's boyfriend hooks up with a woman. Which one's more insulting?
Oh, it's way more the girl.
I don't think so.
I think so, because I think if they're gay, you're also like, well, this is just how they are.
Yeah.
Or if it's a straight cheating, you're like, oh, you made this decision. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would hurt. Also, the other side, if a girlfriend cheated on me.
Yeah, well, if your girlfriend cheats on you with a woman, you're fucking, you just won the lotto. That's the difference.
You're coming immediately.
You're going, oh, all right. Anyway,
Describe what happened.
So what are we doing for dinner? Why don't we order Thai and then paint me a picture of what you did?
Yeah. So, but yeah, the gay thing's crazy. How so many.
You would say, get that woman over here now. We all need to have a conversation about what you guys did in the bedroom.
Sure.
Yeah, I would say both are not great. Cheating's bad, but yeah, maybe the woman's worse.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We should bring on a woman. That should be our next guest.
We got to buy a third mic. Guys, we've never had any guests for many reasons, but mostly because we'd have to buy a third mic and then the splitter to the mixer.
Also, we would have to change when we record.
Change when we record. It's a lot of things.
But we're going to get them because eventually they're going to hear all our stories.
It's true.
Maybe that's even happening.
We're just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
We're Goku in the hyperbolic chamber.
Yes.
Did you watch?
Fucking love that show.
I used to watch it as a kid, but I remember him just going away. He used to go, I'm going to go train. And then he just sits in a tube.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and he's like fucking so strong.
I remember I saw this guy have a bit. Fucking can't remember who had it. But he was like, oh, Dragon Ball Z is awesome because in order to get more powerful, they just fucking yell. And so he's like, I wish I could do that in real life. We're like, oh, you can't lift that? Like this it was so fucking funny.
The problem with that is a very funny joke. Let's say even I thought of that before him. I couldn't do it because it's such an insane act out.
You have to be like that type of comic.
I think you have to be that type of comic, and it's like such a commitment.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
can. The
can.
act out's the scariest thing in comedy because the act out to no laughs, nothing worse.
I will say, though, an act out that is loud is easier to do.
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Because you can't hear the silence. You can't hear the no laughs.
Right.
Like I've seen comics go up and they're doing a joke and they're bombing, but they're laughing as telling the joke. I don't think it's as bad. Haven't you bombed before and you start laughing as you're bombing and then you're like, it actually wasn't that bad. But I think it's because you don't hear the silence as much.
Like I'm laughing at the bomb myself.
Or even the joke.
Yeah.
Like then this fucking guy and he came over and you're like, it doesn't feel as bad as when you're like you're doing like an act out that involves like minimal sound, or you're telling a joke where there's like a pause.
Right. I don't really have an act out. I'm thinking about that now. Like
I have one act out where I walk 3 steps and I point to the ground and I go, "Oh, it's over here." And I recently in the past 4 months I added that to my arsenal. Is it repertoire or arsenal?
Both.
And it feels good. I've been trying to navigate the stage a little more.
Yeah, I don't. I should. But yeah, the act out, because I used to do the one, maybe I talked about where I like masturbate.
Hell yeah.
Between like a Victoria's Secret model and a diagram of
a
vagina. And that one, the silence is insane because I'm literally doing the motion.
That might be the hardest act out in comedy. to do to silence?
Yeah.
A perverted act out?
Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah, that's bad.
Comedy sucks.
It's the worst. All right, we did joke bomb. Let's do life hack. I have 2 life hacks. One I stole. Full disclosure, one life hack I completely stole from a video I saw online. I don't know who made the video, but it was so genius. Like, I gotta let the 2 viewers know this life hack. Okay, you're at a bar. There's a cute girl you're talking to, or boy, or they, them. Yeah, anyone. And you want to bring them back to your apartment. The vibes are, you're flirting, you're flirting with them, they're flirting with you. You're like, well, how do I get them back? How do we get, I know she wants to, I want to, we gotta, I'm still a little nervous. Here's the move. Open up the Uber Eats app. Add some things to the cart. Go to like McDonald's, whatever restaurant. Add some things to the cart. Then give her the phone and go, hey, what do you want? She goes, if she's into you, she'll go, oh, I want a fucking Big Mac. You go, okay, Big Mac. Okay, I just got it delivered to my apartment. Let's, I'm going to, or you can even say like, I'm going to get it to my apartment. You want to go?
Yeah.
Boom. She's back, baby. He's back. They, them's back.
So are you saying
it's just
the
like
draw of food?
The draw of food. But if the woman or man, I'm going to stop saying, if the person wants to go back with you, you kind of just need a reason to get back. Which it could be like, hey, let's go watch a movie or something. Oh, let's go back to my place and have a drink. Or you can say, hey, let's go fucking grab a bite to eat at my place.
Yeah, the problem, and I'm going to,
And then you're also a king because you're buying her something.
That one, I think that would help. But I think at that point, it's either it's on or it's not. I don't think the food, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know how many guys, and we've all been there, it's been on, the fucking time is now, just ask her back to the apartment.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it, and then you shit the bed.
Yeah.
So
don't land the plane.
Here's really, it's not even hard.
Yeah, that's true. It might work.
Because she goes, what if she goes, no, I don't want anything? Boom, it's over.
Yeah.
She's not into you. And it's not as humiliating as going, hey, you want to go back to my place? She goes, no. Now you got to kill yourself.
Yeah, well,
that's the worst. That's the worst thing in the world. You got to go, oh, okay. Just walk out of the bar, lay in the road. That's what you have to do.
Just lay behind a car and wait for it to back up.
Yeah. Find people getting in their car and put your head behind the rear tire.
That's insane. Oh wait, so this I was talking about this the other day because it happened to me where I was going home with the girl. She was going home with me.
Shout out.
Not gonna say her name.
Shout out you.
And she's like, I'm like, want to go back to my place? We're in the Uber, and she's like, hey, just so you know, we're not gonna have sex. And I was trying to write a bit about this because
you just you put in the second destination on Uber.
I just opened the door and I fucking shoved her out.
How funny would it be if you put in her address to the Uber as the second destination? You go, all right, well, yeah, so.
Well, and I was, because I was saying, how do you respond to that when they say that? Like, what would you say if she's like, yeah, I'll come back with you, but we're not gonna have sex? Go. What do you say?
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
That's it.
Yeah, I think you can't be like, whoa, what? Sex? That was the furthest thing from my mind. You have to just be like, yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I just wanted to keep hanging out.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, you gotta play it. You gotta play it off. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
The joke I was trying to do was saying like that I was like, yeah, that's totally fine, but like my eye was twitching and like I shatter a glass with my and it was like kind of working, but I've had that happen. I feel like girls always do that though. But like, yeah, we're not gonna have sex, and they fucking give it up.
And they fucking next thing you know.
And then we didn't have sex that night, by the way.
So she was not doing what you thought she was doing. Okay, that was my first life hack. Do yours, and then I'll tell my second.
This is a good life hack.
Shout out you again.
When You're going on a first date with a girl.
Hot. And that's hot.
That's it. Okay. You do something where you get a ticket and it has the date on there, and then you have it somewhere in your apartment, so you always remember your first date.
Ooh, this is
Because-
good. Like a movie ticket.
Yeah, because
Boom.
like a lot of time too, this happens like when you're hosting. You're like, where did you meet, or how long have you been dating?
Yep.
And the dude never knows.
Never.
It's always the girl who's like 3 months, 7 days, whatever.
Yeah.
And so now if you have the date, you're always like, I mean, I guess.
That's a genius life.
Do you know who gave that one to me? Robert Morgan.
He's a genius.
I was like, I'm gonna use that on the pod.
That's really good. I also think, building off of that, you'll know the anniversary 100%. You'll also have the first gift for the year anniversary. You just frame the ticket. A little frame, or you like laminate it.
Yeah.
It's like a little boom. Look at this. Put in your wallet. It's for our first date. And she's like, oh my god.
And you can just take her back there when you propose.
Boom. Yeah.
Are we geniuses? This should be a dating app.
That was really good.
You've never said that to me before.
Because you've never had a good life hack. Okay. This is my life hack for the holidays. My second life hack. You're really in for a treat for the holidays. When you are opening gifts on the holidays, it can be hard because people get you bad gifts. And they're looking at you for a reaction.
Yes.
So you open a gift. If it's a good gift, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I wanted this, blah, blah, blah. If it's a bad gift, I don't think people are good at selling bad gifts.
Oh, they're
like,
horrible.
oh, okay, and
Yeah.
they kind of get like thrown and they panic. He's taking off his sweater. He's too hot. This is my holiday gift hack. No matter what the gift is, have the same reaction. You open a good gift, you go, oh, wow, okay, yes, I like this. Open a bad gift, wow, all right, okay. This is just keep your reaction the same and just know that going into every gift.
But the problem is people can't act. Like they get in their heads
Yeah,
about
but this
it.
is anyone can do this. Ready? You open the gift. Imagine I'm opening. Tell me what gift I'm opening.
Box of chocolates.
Whoa. Okay. Wow. Milk chocolate. I love milk chocolate.
I see, but I'm not sold.
No, but no, watch. I love milk chocolate. Okay. Not tell me another gift.
Star Wars toy.
Oh, okay. Star Wars. Wow. This is amazing. I've actually, I swear to God, I've been recently talking. I was going to watch the Star Wars series. Now give me another gift.
Giant black veiny dildo.
Oh my gosh. This is what? This is hilarious. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I'm gonna fucking fuck my ass with this.
Okay, do more.
All right, one more.
Pocket pussy.
Oh my! For the dildo, I can store them together. I'll put the dildo in the pocket pussy. I'll put it in the cabinet, storage space saved.
Do more. Your mother's decapitated head.
Oh my gosh! This is amazing. It's so lifelike.
It's real.
This is real. How did you do this?
There's a gift inside her mouth.
Okay.
Your dad's decapitated penis.
Okay. All right. And cut. And there's the line. You knew it was going there if you're a lifelong listener, which is 2 people.
Yeah, that was good.
But that's a good holiday life hack.
I don't. You know what? I think for me personally, I can't fake stuff. So I can't like go into like I'm just gonna be like yeah, it's good.
No, you
know?
should. You gotta. It's not even really faking. You can fake if you really like a gift. You could downplay it, right?
Right.
So just upplay. You downplay it here, and then you upplay the bad gift reaction, and now they're on the
in
same
the middle.
level. It's good.
One time,
You got a bad gift?
yeah,
What was it?
we were all. It was on my birthday at this roller rink, right?
Hot.
All my friends were like, I was like in 3rd, 2nd grade,
Girls and gals?
girls and gals. I was innovative back then, progressive.
That's good.
And this girl got me a Star Wars. It was like the platform of the Death Star, but it was like just a room in the Death Star.
Legos or no?
No,
Okay.
but didn't come with any of the guys.
Yeah.
So basically, just got me a room,
Yeah.
and I was like, I was like, this is horrible.
Did you say it at the time?
I can't. No, I think I pretended, but I can't imagine. I was 2nd grade. Like,
I
you can't
remember
hide
at
gift.
any birthday party, my mom was like, before, she's like, look, if someone gets you something and you have it, you cannot fucking tell them you have it.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And like every birthday party, my mom would say that. And then I went to a birthday party. Some kid opened a gift. like his birthday party, and he was like, I fucking have this.
Right.
And the girl who got him it was like, and she like was so sad, and I was like, oh shit, my mom was right.
She is right.
That's a good one. Okay, we're approaching an hour. We have to do our last segment.
Okay.
Mystery segment. Top 3 best gifts. We were gonna do top 3 best gifts, top 3 worst gifts. We're having a hard time with worst gifts. Let's do top
mine
3.
was the Star Wars thing anyway. So
Was worst.
yeah. I still think about that.
So we'll do top 3 best gifts. I have a few worst gifts listed, but those will just be honorable mentions. Top 3 best gifts. I'll go first. My Xbox 360 and Halo 3. So good.
So good.
I'll never be as happy in life as I was playing Halo when I was like 15.
Yep.
Like if you were to rate, this is the happiest day of my life. This one, this one. I'll have a fucking, the birth of my son will not even come close to me getting the Spartan laser on Halo 3 and shooting a Banshee out of the sky.
Yeah, I agree. My one of my best gifts ever. My brothers and I were saving for a PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
And like we had like a little jar and we're putting all our money. We're gonna buy it, and but we didn't have enough, right? So Christmas comes, we're like, our parents will get it for us.
Yeah.
Open all our gifts, no PlayStation 2.
Oh.
So we're like bummed, and my mom's like, oh, there's one more. And goes behind the tree and pulls out like a small. We open it, it's a memory card.
Yeah.
Because they used to have memory cards, and we're like, wait, does this mean blah blah? And then they pull out the PlayStation 2.
Oh.
And I came.
All of you guys came your pants immediately.
No, but that was that like again
what
like
games?
happiest. It came with Spy Hunter, which was like your car with like rockets, and it's fucking sick as hell.
Is there nothing worse than when you ask like someone for a Game Boy or a system and they get it for you, but then they don't get you the game? Like my mom doesn't understand.
Right.
Or like I'd ask my mom, like, I want the basketball game, NBA 2K, and she got me like NBA Live.
right.
Like, fuck!
Did you see the video? I think it was viral where a kid is so upset that instead of getting a PlayStation 5, he got an Xbox.
Yeah.
And he just starts bawling.
I know.
And then it shows a video of like kids in 2002 when they get the PlayStation 2 and they're like the most excited.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny. But
I totally understand where that kid's coming from, though.
I know. That's a shitty part. You're like, this kid's a piece of shit.
All right, that was my one best gift.
Okay. Mine was the PlayStation. So that just.
PlayStation 2? Okay, that's good. Second one, my iPod, my iTouch. Remember the iTouch?
Loved it.
So good. Hooked up the Wi-Fi. I could finally watch porn. Thank God. God is real. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that's good.
I would just go. My move on the iTouch is I was so nervous about viruses. Because when you're like, 13, you're like, I'll fucking go online. I'll get a virus. My iTouch will break and my mom will know I watched porn.
Right.
So I used to go in the App Store. And if you just type in like boobs on the App Store, like a kind of like a flirty app will come up that had pictures of hot women.
Huh.
It was just like a woman like in a bikini.
Right.
And I would just be like, fuck yeah. That's all I need.
I used to go through MySpace to find, because they would have like chicks with like their shirts wet.
Yeah.
And you would get, but that was because I didn't want, as like the family computer. So I'd like dig through MySpace and find shit. I was like,
that's great.
Hot as hell.
Yeah. I would just do any kind of, I was, in the beginning, you're just Googling like woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, hot woman, beautiful woman. And you're like, there's like 10 images. You're like, I'm good for the year.
Yeah. Dude, the other day I was watching like a gangbang and I'm like, what am I doing?
I gotta go to church.
Gotta go confess with that deacon or whatever. This is like one of my best gifts. We were young and they handed us like, used to get photos developed in the envelope, and they handed it, and they were in it were photos, because we were at my grandma's, which is 4 hours south, were photos of a half pipe that my dad had built.
Whoa.
And then we have actually, someone took photos of us looking at the photos, and then someone sent me that recently. So it was a photo of us looking at a photo. That's irrelevant. Good. But the half pipe was fucking sick.
And it was awesome?
It was so cool.
How long did it take your dad to build that?
We went down like early with my mom, like I think till like 2 days, or like quick.
Wow.
It was so dope.
That's hot as hell.
Yeah.
Okay, my last one, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I was into Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to get Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I will say when you're into any kind of card game and you're opening up the pack and you're like, is this the fucking pack I get the super rare card?
That's up there with the video game. Like as far as happiness.
Feeling, is like insane.
Oh, like Pokemon. Did you do Pokemon?
I used to do Pokemon. You know, I could see myself, if I won the lotto, I could see myself like collecting probably sports cards or anything like that, because that feeling of opening up a pack and you're like, is this the one?
I know. I guess
now I can't be spending money on baseball cards because.
But you could also now though you could gamble. Maybe that's the same feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I
little
do sometimes sports betting, but I just think like because when you get the nice card, you're like, I own this sick card.
Yeah, true.
I own it. Whereas like if you win a bet, you're like, oh, I just made $10, but you're like,
Yeah, that is the best.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Pokemon was the best. Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. I wasn't really into that as much, but I was big into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. My best gift is the gift of friendship, which you have given me.
Wow. Is that true?
Yeah.
All right. I like a good friendship gift.
The gift of friendship. It is nice doing in comedy that we have, because I had my birthday the other day, and it was like all my friends were there.
A lot of comedy friends.
And it's all in because I was with my best friend from Hawaii, and he was like, "Oh, this is awesome! You have so many friends."
Yeah.
Because he's like, we have back home, we have like 2 friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is pretty cool that all these
It is very
people,
cool.
and they're all like, at least at this point, I have like 5 really close friends. It's all from comedy.
Yeah, I
So
will
it's
say,
cool. I'm like,
especially hanging out. Like the other day, we all went and got dinner.
yeah, that was so fun.
It was so fun, and I don't like. I mean, like realistically, it was probably like the 4th or 5th time I've gotten dinner with people from comedy. So I don't know these people super well,
Right.
but it doesn't feel. I feel like because everyone's just like joking around, it's just like such a good time.
Yeah.
Whereas like sometimes you go to get dinner with like a friend who you've known for like 10 years, and you're like struggling through small talk, and you're like,
Right.
oh, this fucking sucks.
Right.
But I feel like with comedians, we're all just like saying like,
Just trying to be funny and make fun of each other.
yeah, it's just like so much better than any other hang.
What a nice thing I said at the end.
That was good.
Okay, we got to wrap it, baby.
All right.
Like a gift.
Any parting thoughts?
Merry
Oh.
Christmas. Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say worst. Worst gifts, really quick. G-rated video games. My mom went through a phrase where she's like, "I'm not getting you any more M-rated video games."
So
And
it's E for everyone.
yeah, she gave me fucking E for everyone. I was like, I want fucking, I want Halo, and she's like, what about this fucking hamster game or whatever? I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? And socks. I already talked about socks. Do you have any worst gifts? Oh yeah, you're.
I like socks because I know that's one of those things I don't like to buy myself. So also look at your socks. Your socks are disgusting.
Those are gross.
Get new socks. I'm gonna buy you some.
All right.
Do you think if I buy my roommate curtains for himself, this guy's living with no curtains?
Is that what you're meaning?
No, because I don't know. I just feel like to buy a grown man curtains, it's like kind of funny because I just think he'll never buy them. I don't care if he has them or not.
Yeah, I don't know how much curtains go though.
I'll fucking spend $30 for him.
I think it's more.
Whatever.
Curtains are a thing. I think that you got to just like get a quality curtain.
Yeah, Amazon's cheap though.
That's
Anyway, we
All
gotta
right.
go.
Parting thoughts? Anything?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Just enjoy life because you never know what's coming for you.
You don't know what's coming. My name's Kellen Breen. Follow me on social media at Kellen Breen. Please God,
Get him to 10K.
get me to 10K.
That's what he needs.
That's
before
my
the end of
Christmas
the year.
gift.
My name's Cody David. Cody Lewis Comedy. That's me. Thank you guys. Goodbye.
Goodbye.